What's going on, everybody? It's Dave, No Money MTG. We're back. Channel where I create a new Magic Arena account and try to keep up with Magic while spending zero money.
Get the money, y'all! There's poor people around!
We're back with another recording from the road trip. I did do a pick 2 draft since the last premiere draft video. It went horribly wrong. And so I've already posted one disaster draft. I figured I'd skip over the second one, but just trust me, it didn't go well.
You suck!
So I've had enough of limited for now. I have to kind of recoup some of the gold that I've spent to enter in those last couple of drafts. So I thought, why not go back to our cheesy lesson burn deck? And now that there's a new season, I can start building back up the ladder, at least to platinum, which I feel pretty confident that even with not the greatest deck, you can get to without too much trouble. So I made a couple of tweaks to the lesson burn, cheese you out with Hidetsugu second right deck, given some of the, well, just a couple of new cards. I got one Storm Carved Coast, the rare land from Secrets of Strixhaven, so I incorporated that in there. I'm not sure I'm going to craft any more than that, but might as well, if I have a rare dual land, throw it in there for this deck. But I've also included one copy of Steal the Show, which came from Secrets of Strixhaven. It's the target player discards any number of cards, then draws that many cards, and then also has the secondary ability, which you can choose to do both of. You don't have to choose either or. Dealing damage equal to the number of instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard to target creature, and importantly, or planeswalker. So with the introduction of Secrets of Strixhaven, planeswalkers are making a quick comeback, particularly Professor Delian Fell, and then also Ral in the black-white colors. So we're seeing a couple more planeswalkers hit the meta. And so at least having a one of that can hit planeswalkers is pretty important. And because this is a no creature deck, I'll usually have ample amounts of instants and sorceries in the graveyard, whether they be lessons or not, to be able to take out a planeswalker. So having that one of, I felt was important. I went down on the number of consult the star charts. If I am going to cut any cards from this deck in order to make room for non-lesson cards, it needs to be the other non-lesson cards, and I already kind of need all of the straight up, like, to the face burn that I had previously. I can't really give up much on that. So I went down a couple of consult the star charts. I went down a couple of Idle Quenchas, which is a lesson, but that was also to make room for 4 copies of Boomerang Basics, which I crafted. With how the meta is shifting to incorporating more enchantments and artifacts, the ability to bounce a permanent is pretty important, and that bounce spell being a lesson that gets into the yard to enable the accumulate wisdom is also important. We have Northwind Avatar, the mythic from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that I crafted. It's so strong. So I now have a total of 2, and the Northwind Avatars are there to make up for the fact that I went down also on one copy of Hidetsugu. So there's only 2 in the main deck. But I kind of see this as 4 copies of Hidetsugu thanks to the Northwind Avatar, because in the sideboard I do have a third copy of Hidetsugu, which if I play the Northwind Avatar, I can get that out of the sideboard. But then also if I do have a copy of Hidetsugu already in my hand, I can get one of any of these other spells, like a Nova Hellkite in case I just got to push through some damage. So I have kind of like a little menu of options of what cards may be most useful to me given the situation that I'm in. And so Northwind Avatar having the flexibility to get any of those cards out of my sideboard is pretty big. Other than that, I went down a couple of copies of Shock. So really at this point now, my burn straight up to the face is 4 Burst Lightnings, 2 Shocks, 2 Lightning Strikes, and Boulder Dash. So that's it. Those are the updates I've made to the cheesy lesson burn deck. Now that we are in a new season for the meta, let's try to get up to platinum as quickly as we can.
With your broke ass!
Let's go for it. Third land next turn would be great. Okay. Well. No third land. I think, well, I just had to get the Voice of Victory off the battlefield. Next turn, unless they, okay, so great. Now I can leave up abandoned attachments for the end of this turn. Mardu. Okay. Okay. Probably should have shocked the steam vents in. Yeah. So now I'm on a hurry up and get him to 10 power plan. So I have to hurry up and get the opponent down to 10 power. Which I can do. Yeah. Okay. Man, Iroh's demonstration, if I had saved that, would be so huge right now. Yeah, that I have to combustion technique. Okay. So now 5th land. Okay, 5th land is awesome. So now I can burst lightning them down to 10 at the end of this turn. I hope they tap out. That would make my life super easy. Pack beasts, that's fine. Okay. Whenever this creature or another creature you control dies, then you drain 1. Okay, well, this, I think that just locks up the game for me. Cool. So now I burst lightning for 4 and hit Itsugu. Okay, cool. We're in the win column. All right, let's do it. Going first is always great. Okay, another black-white. Always the potential for life gain going on here, so have to be careful about how I use this quench. Okay. Let's go ahead and use this opportunity. Okay. Hold up the quench. I did draw a 4th land, which makes me feel better about dumping that mountain just now. 4 mana is really all this deck needs, although the avatar does really want your 5th land. Okay, Death Touch, mobilize 1 when this creature enters, surveil 1. Okay. I think this 3-drop, I just bounce next turn and hold on to my Lightning Strike. Yeah. I think I do that. This helps me tempo them. It gets a lesson in the yard. If they want to play that again and get another surveil, I mean, they're going to spend 3 mana to get a surveil. That's fine with me. All right, now I clench. I think they're a mobilized. If they're playing that, they're a mobilized deck. So they're just going to try to get a bunch of creatures in the board. So I'll try to do my best to kind of halt that as soon as I can. Pack beasts, okay. Yeah, they're a mobilized deck. I'll dump the Boulder Dash. Kill that. Alright, they can probably kill the Avatar, but I'm going to play it anyway. I think having already a Hidetsugu in hand, my goal now is to get things that can deal damage. So if they spend a kill spell on the Northwind Avatar, the next turn I can play the Nova Hellkite. Okay. So they're probably going to kill the creature. Got it. So then now I want to warp this in to make them have to consider the possibility that I'm going to play it again next turn, and they can't kill it right away. So now they're going to have a 4... Oh, I didn't want to actually do that. I wanted to be able to discard that to the abandoned attachments. Alright, well, I'm going to hold on to the abandoned attachments for now. That was a slight misplay. I should have held on to that. Is it a bigger risk? Okay. No. Whenever another creature dies, target opponent lose 1 life, you gain 1 life. Okay, so no, I can't let that... Can't let that do its thing. So yeah, I think next turn I play Nova Hellkite, kill the soldier. No, now I Nova Hellkite, kill the Blood Witch. Kill the Blood Witch. They gain... I attack... I think I attack face, and I let him have the Elspeth. Because now what's important is to get the last 2-bit of damage. I don't mind if Elspeth kills the Nova Hellkite. Nova Hellkite's done its job. It's dealt 8 damage and taken the Vengeful Blood Witch off the board. Okay, this is great. That gives me a good usage of the Firebending Lesson. There it is. Okay, great. So unless they have a way to, nope, they have no instants or sorceries. Okay, cool. Or instants, I mean. I like it. And we are up to gold. Okay, another Is It deck. We'll see. What kind of Is It are you? You prowess, spelementals. Okay, no clue just yet. Still no indication. What kind of is it this person is? Confounding riddle, really. Something that wants to get cards into the graveyard. So what's going on here? Molten Core Maestro. Opus deck. Okay. So spell slingy. So they play counter spells. They're playing counters. They're playing Opus. So they're a spell slingy deck. Drawing 3 Boomerang Basics is a little rough in this matchup. Maybe Boomerang Basics shouldn't be a 4 of here. You're casting this spell, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature if 5 or more mana was spent to cast that spell. So I am going to bounce that to get a lesson into my graveyard. And pass to them. It also makes the combustion technique more likely to kill it, because I think what they're waiting to do is, like, if they put a +1/+1 counter on it, they can just play any instant or sorcery in response to a 2 damage kill spell. And so, like, I need to have excess damage able to be dealt to it in order to feel good about casting off one of my kill spells or casting a combustion technique on it. So I'm just going to keep on making them replay it for now. So I'm going to do it again. And now the combustion technique has a really good shot of killing it. Start getting at least a little bit of damage in. What are the chances? So they're probably going to counter it because I don't know if they're going to spend 3 instants or sorcery spells here. But this at least makes them spend a card at the bare minimum. Either a counter spell to save it or 4 cards or 4. Okay, so that's great. That's good. That was a good exchange. That was a good exchange. So it's a 2 for 2, but it got a counter spell out of their hand and didn't give them anything left over. So now I'm up on cards. I'm not sure how many more counter spells they're playing, but we're going to find out. Me drawing another land would be great at some point. Another Molten Core Maestro. I'm going to go straight to face. Now let's see if they want to counter, because I just drew a second Accumulate Wisdom. They didn't counter. Wow, I still didn't draw a land. I'm just going to go straight to face with the Lightning Strike then. I'm not sure what they're doing. If they don't have a counter spell in hand, I'm going to kill the Molten Core Maestro with a Steal the Show next turn. Okay. I don't mind them doing that on their turn, because then they waste the mana. They have 3 cards. Can't draw a land. Got a land. Do you have a counter? Nope. Okay. What's the thing I want the least? Probably the abandon attachments at this point. Okay, so now I feel pretty good. I don't know what they have in hand, but I think I have what I need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 land. You have a counter? Nope. Lightning Strike is what I need, and land. Okay, so I have Hidetsugu set up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now they do have a burst, they play direct damage. They can burst lightning themselves to save. So having 8 mana is important so that if I do Hidetsugu, then, and they try to damage themselves, then I can cast the second Hidetsugu. Playing the Northwind Avatar here, getting a counter out of their hand, that's fine. So they have like unlimited mana. They have 12 mana open. Storm Chaser's talent, okay. Okay, so them starting to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana open. Okay, so there are. This is good for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 6 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 6 mana. Okay, now I am essentially guaranteed the win now. With the It'll Quench Ya in hand and 2 Hidetsugus, I don't think they have a way out of this. Are they going to go for maximum greed? Oh, they're going for maximum greed. Okay. Well, yeah, it's now as soon as they tap out. There it is. All right, going first is great. Ping them for 1 damage with the Eroded Canyon on turn 1. I have a shock and a combustion technique to kill anything that they play. A boomerang basics in case they play a permanent that I don't like, and a card draw spell. So I think we're okay. Selesnya. I'm going to guess Selesnya Landfall. Let me go ahead and get the second Eroded Canyon out there. This might be a thing where I'm going to guess Badger Mole. Yeah. Okay, Badger Mole. So that happens. And then now I boomerang. Oh, I can't boomerang a land, can I? Okay, well, let's see. I have a feeling that a Ouroboros or something's coming down soon. Alright, I'll take the 1. Keep pinging them with the eroded canyons. Boomerang basics the Ouroboros? Huh, that sucks a little bit, doesn't it? Well, that'll let me boomerang basics. So I think now I dump the steam vents. Think I do this to the land. The next turn I boomerang basics one of the tokens. Accumulate wisdom. Don't get a land. Wow. Okay, that sucks. Not getting... Whoa. Oh, it's one of these decks. Wow, I can't believe I didn't get a... Can't believe I did not get a land. Okay, well, let's hold on. No, I don't want that. Okay, other land, that's fine. Now I can combustion technique the Overlord when it unimpends this turn. They're down to 3 cards, which is good. Fantastic. Fantastic. Very good. Okay. I am feeling good now with a couple of accumulate wisdoms. Scavenger is fine. If that's all they have to play, then we are in a good spot. Okay. We're going to... I'm going to shock the Scavenger, play Avatar, leave up the Burst Lightning, grab Hidetsugu. I think that's what I'm going to do. They either kill the Northwind Avatar or they don't. If they don't, create 3 2/2 white. Okay, but those don't have flying, do they? Okay, so that's good. So I win. Because now I attack. This is why the Northwind Avatar is so good. It got me the Hidetsugu, so now I can just do this. Very nice. Let's try to get to gold 3 before we call it a night. Alright, opponent going first kind of stinks, but I think we have some tools to stay alive if we need to. We have some card draw, we have direct damage. Okay, they're a red deck, so unless they're another Is It deck, I can probably kill whatever it is they play on turn 2. Okay, Dalcoven encampments. Okay, so it's another one of these decks, huh? All right, well, got a lightning strike that next turn. Let that live. Sharpshooter, okay. Creatures you control get +1/+1 whenever a creature you control enters. This enchantment deals 1 damage to each opponent. Okay. Okay. Taking a risk. No land. Okay, so we'll see what they play this turn. Okay, cool. So that means I can kill this by doing that in response. So they have no attackers. I will shock this in to be able to play a combustion technique and an accumulate wisdom this next turn. Okay. Whenever creature you control enters. Okay. I will try to keep the life total semi-high. Plus, I just need to get a lesson in the yard to play Accumulate Wisdom. Them not having another play with the rest of their mana is huge. Okay. They're at 20. I have 2 Burst Lightnings in hand. I will Accumulate Wisdom to get a land drop. Boomerang basic their War Leader call, so that they have to spend mana next turn to replay it. They also have to think about the possibility that I have a counter, which I don't, but at least it takes their next turn. Okay, I don't mind. Okay. So now this turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I look for a counterspell. Boom, and a burst lightning. All right, I feel okay about our position now. Because I can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have, it'll take me a couple of turns. Kill that. Okay, well that was enough for them. All right, well, we went from silver 1 up to gold 3, so I think that's going to be good for this night. Okay, so this Lesson Burn deck I think is turning into my pet deck. I played a couple more games prior to those couple that I just showed here in this video. This version 3 of this Lesson Burn deck, where I made all of these final adjustments that it's showing here, adding the Boomerang basics, adding another Northwind avatar. I had a version 2 of this deck that I played before this video that didn't do so hot, but these Boomerang basics have proven to be pretty good, and I haven't suffered too much by taking out the shock and the lightning strikes. So on this current iteration, including the matches that you just saw in this video, this version's gone 8 and 5. Now, granted, this is at the lower rungs of the standard ladder, but I think that this Lesson Burn deck, I like it because I don't have enough, particularly the good land cards, to build the truly good decks. The land cards that I am investing in, just because the meta is so strong in blue-red, if I'm going to craft rare lands, it's probably going to be the Is It lands. And so as I do that, this burn deck is only going to get just that much better. And then plus they always just seem with each new set to print awesome spell slingy blue-red cards. And the side benefit of mono green and Selesnya landfall becoming so big is that pretty much all the best of one decks have to main board a bunch of creature removal, which are dead cards in hand against a deck like this, which plays no creatures with the exception of the Northwind Avatar, which is really more there to be a tutor for any other card from my sideboard that I need to help close out the game, rather than me relying on it to stay on the battlefield to win that way, although it is an alternate win con. So this Lesson Burn deck, it's cheesy, but I like it, and out of necessity, I'm going to keep on refining it. Yeah, I think this version 3 feels really good. The inclusion of Northwind Avatar, the inclusion of Steal the Show, that one of, I think is important for the Planeswalkers, as I mentioned during the deck tech. I might use this a couple more times in future iterations as I make changes to this and try to use it to see if I can actually climb out of Plat Hell and maybe get into Diamond or dare I say Mythic with a build like this. I don't think it's good enough for that yet, but who knows where this deck could get. We're slowly moving our way back up the standard ladder. And honestly, like I mentioned in previous videos, what we're really doing right now in between draft events for Secrets of Strixhaven is building our stock of gold with which we can use to enter into more limited events to more efficiently grow the collection of Strixhaven, make our decks better, all that kind of stuff. So it's that flywheel that I've mentioned in other videos. So thanks for tuning into this one. Let me know what you think of this build. Let me know if you have any other suggestions. I have collected a good number of wild cards that I can use to optimize this even more. 8 rares, 4 mythics, a good number of uncommons and commons. Obviously, the priority for rare wild cards is pretty much always going to be the lands, right? So if I could have really if I could spend those rares on anything, it'd be Multiversal Passage or Stormcarved Coast, maybe Riverpire Verge. I think right now for the split in this deck, I feel okay with running this number of basic lands for now. And if I can come across some more Stormcarved Coasts in future drafts, I'm definitely going to rare draft those. But I'm really curious, for those of you watching this video, what other wild cards or what tweaks do you think I could use to make this more resilient and more streamlined? And then maybe I'll try those out in a future Lesson Burn showcase video. Thanks everyone. Wish me luck as I continue on this road trip and hopefully eventually get settled into my new home on the East Coast, moving west to east. It's a pretty stressful time right now, but I'm going to keep on trying to post these videos probably about every other day. Thanks everyone. Take care. We'll see you in the next one.